Hey guys, it's Tyler. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the 6 things I wish I knew sooner after getting over 30 million views across all my social platforms for both my golf and business accounts, and how you can apply it to your own business to get more leads, get more views, and close more deals. So, first things first, do not reinvent the wheel. The hook is all that matters. So, anytime someone's on social media, a little coffee action. Anytime on social media, someone's scrolling. And the whole goal of an ad or a piece of content, if you're running a business, at the end of the day, if we're being real, especially an ad, obviously, but even content, is to get them into our funnel. And our funnel is so that they can buy stuff eventually from us, buy our service. If we're a local business, they use us. If we're an online product, they buy from our store. The whole thing is a funnel, right? Unless you're purely creating for fun and views and eyeballs, which is more so on my golf side right now, but you get the point. Either way, you still got to stop the scroll. So ask yourself this before you post your next video, and do not let this stop you from posting your next video. Do not let this stop you, what I'm about to say. But before you post your next video, watch the first 3 seconds and ask yourself, if I was someone who didn't care about me, who didn't even know who I was, who didn't even know I existed, would this make me stop the scroll? Point blank, right? We are so conditioned into creating for our current audience instead of creating for a new audience, right? So everyone's focused on, oh, I know my friend Timmy from high school follows me, and my ex-girlfriend, and all my current clients, or a couple of my whatever friends, right? We're not creating content for them. We're creating content to get new eyeballs onto our page who could be new customers at the end of the day, right? So ask yourself, is this content that grows or content that sells? And although you need a little bit of both, you should have over 50, I'm talking like 60% of your content be content that grows, that can grow your page, that is meant to go viral. Whether that's a POV, it's a funny skit, it's super relatable, it's authentic, right? I would never post a long video like this on Instagram because I know people don't have the attention span on Instagram to sit here and watch me yap. But if it's YouTube, people are like, okay, they're actually entertained. You clicked on this video on purpose because you wanted to learn something, right? You have the intent. You want to be educated. But on short form video, they're just trying to be entertained, right? So that's why it's like your top of funnel content needs to be edutainment almost. It's like you're educating them on your service or product, but you're entertaining them as well to stop the scroll, right? A good example of this is Judy's Pancakes, right? If you look them up on Instagram, it's like she's a local pancake store, local business, right? But she makes these funny videos of her just like self-deprecating humor, like trying to make fun of herself in these glasses or just doing funny stuff. And she's blown up, and she gets people from outside of her state traveling into her city to buy from her, to eat her pancakes, to taste them, to see if they're really that good. And I bet they are good, but you get the point. It's all in the hook. So on social media, like, of course you have friends, you have people who love you, who care about you, who are there for you. But the cold, hard truth about social is no one really cares. They're in it for them. They're scrolling to appease their own dopamine. So if you can't stop the scroll with a negative hook or a POV or just something that actually gets people to want to watch the rest of your video, a peak, a curiosity gap, then people are not going to watch. They're just going to swipe. So it's like I make the joke, but you could have a credit card. You could have your credit card number, your social security number be shown the last 3 seconds of a minute-long video. But if the first 3-5 seconds, even 20 seconds, are you watching paint dry, like no one's going to see the credit card. No one's going to see your info because they're just going to scroll by then, right? Honestly, in some weird way, you staring at a wall might pop off because it's so out of the ordinary, but you get what I'm saying. So that's number one, is have a hook. The hook is really all that matters. And if you can achieve 90% retention after 6 seconds, then that video is going to go viral. Number 2 is implement top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel content strategies. So to piggyback on what I previously talked about, all content, all marketing is a funnel, whether it's paid ads, whether it's content, whether it's, it doesn't even matter. all marketing is a funnel, and a funnel looks like this. At the very top, we're trying to get people to come in. That's it. We're trying to get people to welcome them into our ecosystem, into our funnel. For a lot of people, that's short form. And then you convert them with long form like YouTube. This is what builds trust with your audience, right? For short form video or for local businesses, you don't really need to make a bunch of YouTube videos. You can documenting the journey to build even more trust and to really build your brand and build a deep relationship with your prospective clients. Because who's going to trust, are you going to trust your kitchen remodeler who is just on Instagram, or someone who's on Instagram, but they're also documenting them doing these sick builds on YouTube too, right? So it's like, it doesn't hurt. But forget the platform. Let's just stick with short form content for now. Let's say Instagram. Your top of funnel content strategy is going to be what I just talked about. So content that grows. Could be relatable, funny, humor, POVs, that kind of stuff. Middle of funnel is more education, value-based content. So if you look at my Instagram, it's very like, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you XYZ. And these are behind the scenes of what it's like to work at Jeff's Plumbing, right? It's very valuable and it's educational, but it's probably not going to go viral, right? It builds more trust and nurtures that audience. That's what middle of funnel is. That's content that sells versus content that grows. Then your bottom of funnel in your content strategy needs to be you selling on your stories, not in your feed. Do not, and I mean do not, take a picture of your work truck or anything you have and say, oh, buy now, call now, you need this, Black Friday special. No one cares. Like, I hate to be that guy, but no one genuinely cares. They don't want to follow an account that's selling to them all day. But here's the caveat. Your Instagram stories disappear after 24 hours. And if someone views your stories, that's an engaged lead. That's someone who literally Instagram only shows 3 stories, 4, maybe 4 stories to people at one time. Every time you open up the app, you only see like 4 bubbles. And a lot more people are following more people than 4 people, if that even makes any sense. Like there's, that's a tongue twister. But if your story is showing up on their feed, that means they're actively engaged in your account. So on your stories once a week or so, you can post a call to action saying, all right, we're doing this special offer, or for the first 5 people who swipe up XYZ. And you don't want to do this all the time. You don't want to overdo it, but you can do it. And it disappears after 24 hours. You get some inbound leads from that, right? Like Joe, one of our clients, I mean, he's spent like $3,000 on ads so far. And this is not typical. Okay. I'm just saying he's closed over $120,000. And that's just like actual revenue, not pipeline revenue. He has like 9 more leads at $40K each in the pipeline off of $3,000 in ads and content. And that's all from Instagram. Just because someone swipes up on a story. Hey, I like that. By the way, I was thinking about getting a quote, right? I have a buddy, Trace, I went to college with, and his AC in his car broke down like a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. He posted it on his story and someone found it funny. Like, oh yeah, that sucks. Like, I hate when that happens. Or him going to church saying, oh, that's sick. You go to that church. By the way, can I get a quote for this? And then lands a massive job out of it. Right. So it's having the stories be where you sell, not the feed. Number 3, post on all platforms. Why limit yourself to just Instagram? Like, actually, if I talk about, and you might hear me say this across my recent videos, but distribution is so important. It's so important. I genuinely believe if you're a real estate agent, if you're a plumber, if you're a kitchen remodeler, if you're a local business, any type of business, you are a media company who sells plumbing. You are a media company who sells real estate services. You are a media company XYZ. And some people that might offend to hear, but it's so competitive out there. And if you need leads, if you need more deals, you need AKA cash in the bank, more customers. How are you going to compete with someone who dominates their market? How are you going to compete with someone who everybody else knows because they get the most attention on social media, which, by the way, everyone's addicted to, like everybody. And if you don't believe me, then at least look at my post. Look at what I'm doing too, right? So there's a lot of guys out there who say, do this, but they're really doing that. I take my own medicine. Like, I'm posting too much, probably 3 times a day on each account. I have a golf account too that I'm making content for. So it's like, that's a whole separate thing, right? So it's like, I genuinely believe that distribution is becoming more important than product and service. And you need to have a good product and service, or else your word of mouth is going to be terrible. And that's why you're in business, is to have a good word of mouth and help people solve other people's problems. But it doesn't matter if nobody knows about you. So post on all platforms. Use repurpose.io. This is a tactical piece, but use repurpose.io. I think I'll put an affiliate link in my description. You don't have to use it if you don't want, but that automatically, what happens is when you post on Instagram, it'll automatically post on every other platform you connect to as well, instantly. I think it's like $29 a month. I'm not sure, but automatically it just posts, like literally, you don't have to log in. You don't have to do anything. You set it up one time and it's so nice, because it sucks to be able to have to wake up, especially if you're posting your content and you have to go and post on Instagram, and now I got to post Facebook, or you have to post to LinkedIn or YouTube or TikTok. It's like, no, you want to be on all those. You're taking the time out of your day, you or your team, to create this type of content, but you also want that to be everywhere. You don't want that to just be one platform. Because if it's one platform, I mean, you're just limiting yourself, right? Why not be everywhere? Now, as far as, and I'll touch on this later, I actually don't want to spoil it. I'll just keep on. I'll get to it in a minute, but post on all platforms. So I would use that tool. And if you're a local business, I would post specifically on Instagram as your source platform, and then have it also go to TikTok and YouTube Shorts, right? So you already have an audience on YouTube. Maybe you want to start making videos like this, documenting your journey or showing behind the scenes stuff. That's more longer format down the road, which I would do. I would invest in that for sure. But that will be, you already have like an audience on YouTube, which is nice. And so that's that. Number 5 is post, or number 4, my bad, is post every day. And you're like, oh, I've already heard that. Cool. Thanks, bro. But if you don't post, and this is coming from someone who has been inconsistent, like I'll post 4 times a day, and then sometimes I won't, I'll skip a day. Like genuinely, if you can post once a day for the next 1,000 days, and you're like, yeah, that sucks, I don't want to do that, just put a tally, write a tally after every day, get a sticky note and write down, just boom, boom. And this momentum it's going to feel like nothing. Even after 20 days, it's going to be like, oh, this is nothing. Yeah, I just bang it out real quick. It becomes part of your routine. It's like going to the gym. It's like brushing your teeth. Because who's going to win? The guy who's doing that every day and then taking something and learning from it? Like looking at the past week's content saying, oh yeah, this hook sucked. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit better. Or the guy who does it for 3 months and then quits because all he could get was 200 views and maybe a couple comments, and that was it. Right? It's about doing the big things occasionally, or what is it? It's about doing the little things consistently rather than the big things occasionally. So post every day, and you can use repurpose.io to help you out with that. Number 5 is have a conversion mechanism. This one is massive. If you don't have a way to turn these viewers into buyers, you're kind of just doing it for fun, right? You're kind of just posting the abyss to feed your ego. But we're not here to feed our ego. We're here to get sales at the end of the day. That's what keeps the lights on. So having a conversion mechanism is just a fancy way of saying having a way for people to give you their credit card to buy your product or service. Now, let me talk about a few. With my clients specifically, we love the DMs. We love Instagram DMs because you can talk to them one-on-one. It's highly personalized. You're building rapport with the prospect first instead of just saying like, hey, buy my stuff or click this link. You're building rapport. You're asking, what do you want? Why'd you follow? Are you here for the content, or are you thinking about X, Y, Z? Right? They took the first step of following you based off your content and based off your ads. So it's like, why not reach out to them and build rapport? And then when they do become a customer or a client, they love you. And they keep seeing your stuff too, which helps with client retention. Half of my clients still continue to talk and work with me and see me because they see these videos. They see my stuff on my page. So it's like, oh, this guy didn't just take my money and run off with it. He's actively getting better. He's actively learning. There's always new stuff to learn. Sales is sales, right? Once you get really good at sales, you're pretty much good at sales. You got to continue to train, practice, whatever, but overall it's the same thing. Marketing is dynamic. Marketing is not static. Everything's changing. There's ad updates, there's ad accounts, there's all this different stuff that happens in the marketplace. So it's like I always got to be on top of it. And that's why I want to give everything I learn away for free on YouTube, minus all the tactical stuff that I save for my paying clients. But hopefully there is some value in this. But having a conversion mechanism for us, we specifically love the Instagram DMs like I talked about, because it builds rapport and you're able to just hop on a call from there, close a deal they like, know, trust you already because they see your profile, because it builds trust. Let's say you run a business and I call you up, I cold call you, and I say, hey, this is Tyler Smurs. I have a couple ideas or marketing ideas I'd love to run by you. Like, I used to do that, and sometimes it would work, but at the end of the day, it's a cold call. People are like, yeah, I'm good. Hang up. They don't care. People do not, it's not 1990 anymore, right? And nowadays, Apple has that new thing where it screens your calls. So it's even harder to get through to people, right? You have to literally lie and say, hey, yeah, it's calling for Tiffany or whatever. Like, it's brutal. So having a way around that builds trust in today's trust recession, quote unquote, where people don't trust you because there's so much people out there selling the same thing. That's why distribution matters. But having a conversion, having a way for them to pay you, a way to capitalize on that attention is where it's at. So to get more tactical, when someone likes your comments or your posts, when someone views your stories, when someone follows you, when someone messages you or whatever, reach out. They took an action. They took the time out of their day to double tap or follow or comment. Reach out and thank them for that, right? Thank them. And you're like, I don't want to do all that. That sounds brutal. First off, it depends at what level you are in business. Or if you're just starting out, it needs to be you. I'm sorry, you either have time or money. So it needs to be you. You need to learn how to do this, and then you'll have the skill to be able to offboard it. But after a certain point in business, depending on where you're at or how much you're making, you can have your employees do this. You can have your receptionist do this. You can hire a VA in the Philippines to do this. Like, that's it. And train them, and it's a whole nother lead source for you. And the best part of all this is it's building your brand. It compounds over time. I wake up every day and thank myself that I built this brand, and I'm not still cold calling or sending out cold emails 1,000 an hour to people to try to get them to respond. No one likes that. But brand, now people will come to me. Now people will come to you. They see the effort you're putting in on your content. It's like your content is your product. If your content sucks, it's just asking people nonstop, ask, buy my stuff. Like, I mean, have fun. Good luck, right? But nowadays, you never, ever, ever ask for the sale on the first conversation. And a lot of people's first conversation is their content. So instead, have fun with it. Be real. Show yourself. It's like a high school project creating content. Look at this. Look at what works. Look at viral videos in your niche. Take your competition and recreate those reels, the ones that went viral, in your own tone, in your own voice. Don't just rip it. But because if you rip it, that's just inauthentic. People are going to know. It's an energy thing. And I'm not like some woo-woo guy, but it really is an energy thing. Anyways, that, like, if you have those 5 things into place, then I promise you'll see a lot better results, and you won't get 30 million views like me across all platforms and then not be able to turn a lot of that into actual sales, right? Because that's what sucks. Worst case scenario, some video goes viral, you're like, let's go, and then none of that turns into sales, or even worse than that, you go viral in the wrong niche. Let's say you're a contractor, but you make a funny video of a meme of, I don't know, someone doing a magic trick that pops off. That's a terrible analogy, but that pops off, and then you get a bunch of people following you for magic tricks. Like you don't want that. So have it be niche related, have a conversion mechanism, implement your top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel content, post on all the platforms, post every single day, and have a way to turn that attention into sales. And number 6 is like, subscribe, and comment for the next video idea. I appreciate you watching this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.